Hi guys, welcome back for another video from TDL DIY. So today we're going to be looking at my mother-in-law's 2006 Honda Civic, and we're going to be replacing the rear upper control arms. Excuse me. They've kind of worn out a little bit. They're not within spec when we're doing alignment, so what we're going to be doing is replacing them with some adjustable upper control arms. Now this will be more or less the same procedure with just replacing a control arm. So you can follow along. The only other thing is we're just going to make sure the adjustment is about the same as what it currently is right now, and then eventually it's going to go in for an alignment. So right here, this is what we're going to be replacing it with. These upper control arms, this is what it looks like. I'll get one out of the package for you, hold on. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Alright, so what you're gonna have to do is jack the vehicle up. In this case, we're gonna use quick jacks because I have them. So that's the quick and easy way to get those tires off. That was a mistake. You should always leave at least one lug nut on just to hold the tire on so it doesn't fall, because if you're using a lift, that could really injure somebody. So yeah, just leave some lug nuts on, just loose, and then take the rest of the lug nuts off and remove the tire once it's at your desired height. Alright, so this is the piece here that we're going to be replacing. We got a nut on this side. It's a fixed bolt, so we remove that. This is part of the control arm. And then let's see if we can get a good angle here. And right up here and right there are the two other nuts. You just got to replace, or bolts, and that's it. Pull that off. So we're going to take this one off first, then we're going to break those free. So if you're in a rusty area, you might want to hit that with some penetrating fluid. Alright guys, before we pull this off, I kind of did the other side to see how it goes. The other side, the exhaust was in the way a little bit, so you're gonna do the exact same thing, but you just might need a swivel end for your socket. That's about it. So quickly just taking a rough measurement to get it roughly back in place. So we're sitting about 9 3/4, maybe just a hair, one line bigger. So somewhere in that ballpark, and then another measurement you can kind of see if you're in reference. We're about 6 3/4 right into the center of that other joint up there. So take a couple of quick measurements to get us back into the ballpark, because this will need a wheel alignment, but we just want to put it back somewhat the same as where we left off, even though this needs an alignment technically right now. But you know, if we're in the ballpark, very close, things should be all right for a little bit until we can book an alignment and get that in. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna be jumping in this real quick. Just so you know, this was, I believe, a 19. So on this side we got a 19. We're gonna use a 19-inch wrench. You'll see 14 mil socket, and then the other two bolts up in there. Right there and there, they're both 14 as well. So it keeps it nice and simple. I'm going to put a jack under there, lift it up a little bit, and hopefully that will give us a little bit of a help. we go. All right, all I did here was just lower the jack, and it just fell out. Trusty assistant, do you mind holding that for me? You're gonna have to get your hand in there a little bit. Alright guys, so this is our old part, this is a new part. If for some reason you guys decide to go this route and get an adjustable one, all I did was take a measurement from middle of the hole to middle of the hole, and that gives us 12 5/8, and that's a rough measurement, and then I put it here and it gives me roughly the same. So we want to make sure that this distance is roughly the same. Once we get back on the car, we already took a measurement from earlier that we need, I think it was like 10.5 give or take, or 10 3/4 inches. So we'll put this in as a rough measurement, we'll get things kind of snugged up, and all you have to do is just turn this to adjust, and then you can turn this eyelid as well to make sure it's in the right position. So what we're going to do now is just kind of get it kind of like roughed in, as this is where we want it. With the understanding that we're going to probably adjust it a good bit further once on the car, because I already have a rough estimate on the car. So we get it in the kind of ballpark that we need, put it back on the car, and then obviously it goes for alignment for them to fine tune everything. But this should give us a pretty good idea of where tires and everything was aligned prior to taking everything off. Okay, so now let's take this part and let's go put it in the car. Alright guys, so we're just gonna get it in, like, just put it in with the hand, get a couple threads in there. You kind of got your head on. You kind of have to get your head in there to kind of figure out where the hole is. I'm sure you can come in from underneath as well. Yeah, but it's just put in the hole there, and I'll go underneath so you guys can get a better shot. Alright, now we got her in a couple threads. It's getting a little crooked there. Maybe we can get our trusty mallet. So right there, it's looking like we're a little too long. Let's see if that will go. Just watch out for a sec. Pretty much lined up. Okay, we're in all the way. Hopefully we can get her started. Okay, so here we just want to just snug it up. We're not torquing it. Not yet. We're going to get underneath, snug those other ones up, and then we're going to come back and retorque everything. Okay, there we go. Just double check this guy. There we go. So right now we're just putting some load on it. Basically how the suspension would be sitting roughly when it's on the ground. So keep going. Keep going. Okay, oh, that's good. Oh, go down. Just let it down a bit. I'll do it. Okay, there we go. That's probably good. Oh, sorry. So remember our measurements that we took before? I think this might be a good time we can get it done. So I think I did take a picture of it, but it was about, actually we're right about bang on. Crazy. Yep. I'd say we're just about where we wanted it to be. Yeah, pretty close. All right, so I think that's probably good for now. I mean, it could obviously be tweaked a bit, but I'll leave it to the professionals there. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna torque everything down. We got a bit of load on it. Right here is gonna be 80 foot-pounds or 79.6 foot-pounds, but most torque bars, if it's not digital and it's I guess the analog version, 80 foot-pounds will be good there, and then it's 43 for the two others up inside. So let's go get that torqued down. Alright, so we got 80 foot-pounds right here. Once you hear the click, you're done. Right there. Beautiful. Okay, so before I forget, like I said, we just got those nuts roughly in spot. We didn't tighten those down. So now, if you don't have an adjustable rear upper control arm, don't worry about this part, but for me, I need to, and I thought I'd show you just in case you guys have it as well. So you're going to take 2 wrenches, figure which way is tight, go that way, okay. Tighten these down as hard as you can. See, that's pretty good. All right. On this little guy, we also have a little tightening screw, which is down over here. I don't know if you guys can see, or you swing around. That guy right there. We're just going to tighten that down, hit it to 20 foot-pounds, like it says in the manual that comes with it. All right, so let's get in there, tighten those other ones to 43 foot-pounds, and call it a day. All right, so got the wrench set at 43 foot-pounds, and we're just going to tighten it up. Try to go evenly if you can. So a couple turns on one, couple turns on the other. Oh, got her torque there. There we go. Just hit it one more time, just to make sure. There we go. Instant. And go back and double check. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys. So we got everything torqued down. We got those 3 nuts or bolts torqued down. So all we got to do now is we're going to drop the suspension here. There we go. So that's normal height. So you need to torque it when the suspension's under a load, so that it's, you know, you're setting the torques properly. So basically at this point, all we're gonna do is throw that wheel on, and that's the end of it. Now remember to go in a star pattern. Alright, I'm just gonna go do that to the passenger side, be right back. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. So we got the wheels all torqued on, both sides, and pretty much that's all there is to it. So that's an upper rear control arm, adjustable ones on both sides, but basically it's the same procedure even if you didn't get the adjustable one. Do it the exact same way I did, minus the adjustments, and you can replace that part. Really, it's taking the wheel off and then taking 3 bolts out and then putting it back in. It's pretty simple. I'd say, I don't know, probably take somebody an hour, give or take, maybe a little more, a little less. Obviously, a professional, you probably can bang it out a lot quicker than that. But yeah, so that's all there is. So if you like this kind of stuff, guys, hit the like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, never stop learning.